Do you find yourself thinking at the end of the month, where is my money gone? Whether this means you're broke or not, you probably have some unhealthy shopping habits. So let's talk about these and how to break through them. And don't worry, I'll also make a video soon on the items that I splurge on, because I don't want this channel to be all about don't do this, don't buy this, don't buy that. No, just buy the good stuff. And just to be clear, I've done all of these mistakes as well, or had these unhealthy shopping habits myself. So this is not a random list I found on the internet and I'm going to tell you don't do this, should do that. No, these are the mistakes that I've made myself, that I've learned from. So I think it's only appropriate to bring that to you as well. Maybe this can help you out in some way, and that's the point of me making these videos. Alright, the first thing is impulse buying and last minute shopping. I have been through it, especially when you look at, for example, flight tickets. Like, this is the worst thing to do last minute. Sometimes it works for some destinations, but for me, it never works. It's always way more expensive. And impulse buying also does not work for me, because then I'll go overboard with my spending. So what I do now is create a wish list. I always have like a little wish list on my phone in my notes, because some things are not immediate. You don't need them immediately. So if you pass by a good deal or you find something that you really like and it's on the list, then I'll buy it. I don't really shop on an impulse or impulsive anymore. Another great thing that works is to give yourself a shopping window. So for example, you say, okay, this Sunday I'm going and I'm just spending like 1 hour in the city center or in the mall shopping for these things that I need. Also give yourself a budget, because then you won't go overboard. Another downfall of impulse shopping or buying something that wasn't really on your list or on your radar is you haven't done the research for the product, so you don't know that it's actually good. So always do your research. When you see something on Instagram or whatever, you like it, do your research first. Look at the reviews, if it's actually a good quality product, and then if you see a good deal on it, then you go ahead and buy it. Because sometimes you don't pay attention to hidden costs that might come with the product. So for this example, let's say you want a Nespresso machine. If it gets broken, you need to replace it, but you also need to descale it from time to time. You need to buy the capsules. So things like this, just as an example. It's not about just buying the machine, but there's also costs that come, recurring costs that come with buying a machine like that. Now, if you just see this Nespresso machine in the store and it's on sale and you haven't done your research about it, you would think, oh, I'm gonna buy this machine for 99 euros or whatever, and that's it. No, but there are more costs that come with this. Another sneaky thing is that some online stores, they have like the minimum amount for you to be eligible for free shipping. So a lot of times you put something in your cart, something that you actually need, and then there's just like 5 euros or $5, whatever, that you need to spend more in order to get free shipping. And then you're going to buy something on an impulse again that you didn't really need, and that of course you didn't do your research on it, whatever. So don't fall into these little traps. Only go for it if it's convenient to you and if it's products that you are actually going to use. Now, the second bad shopping habit is it's on sale, or you have like this fear of missing out effect or a factor going into your purchase. Now, it's also touching a little bit with impulse buying, because a lot of times when you see a good deal, you're like, no, this is such a good deal, I have to have it. And one thing that has helped me to, stay away from this is just not to do window shopping anymore. Like, I used to do this all the time. And then I see something cute and I'm like, this might look good on me or whatever. But at the end, I didn't really need that product or that item. Also online, you can do endless scrolling through all the websites and stuff, all the newsletters that you get. Like, these are all triggers that, continuously give you that impulse, like there's something on sale, or there's this new arrival or whatever, and then you feel like you're missing out on the good stuff. So instead, just eliminate this or do it, way less. Because a lot of the times we do these activities out of boredom. So also look for other things to do instead of like scrolling every single night on, the online shops. Because if you don't see it, if you don't know that it's there is no temptation, so you don't feel like you're missing out. So I have unsubscribed from a lot of newsletter because the triggers were just killing me. Instead, what I do now is use like Chrome extensions like Karma or Honey, and then I save my products into this portal. So whenever the item goes on sale, if there is a price drop, I get a notification, and that's like a very more targeted way of shopping instead of just looking, willy-nilly on the website what's new and what's on sale. Like in this way, I shop for things that I actually have on my radar that I actually need. And it's not that sales are bad, but use sales in a good way. I think that sales does not give you like a green light to go shopping. I use sales in my advantage. So especially if when it comes to high ticketed items like luxury items in fashion, but also like home furniture and things like that, I look for, good sales, like 30% off or higher. And usually during like after the holidays or in the summer, I always know that my favorite brands go on sale. So if I can wait, I'll just wait for those periods and then get my products on a bargain. Like as an example, I have been wanting the Dyson vacuum for the longest time, and it is a high ticketed item. So I waited until I think it was Black Friday. I got it for 100 euros off. So that's something that in that case, it is totally worth it because my vacuum broke. I actually needed a new vacuum and I've always wanted the Dyson. So I was like, yes, this is a good one. The next bad shopping habit is buying on credit, and this might be a no-brainer for some, but for other people I know that it's still like a habit in like buying stuff on credit, and I would say to not do this for items that are non-essential. Leave your credit cards for only emergency purchases. If it's something that can wait, just wait and then save a little bit if it's possible and then buy it. Companies like Klarna and Afterpay, they really make it so easy to buy stuff on credit, especially for like the younger generation. The only thing that I use these services is to buy something, to check it out or to try it on, see if I really like it, and then to pay it immediately. If I don't like it, I can send it back without actually paying for the item. This is like, I think, the most convenient way to pay for stuff. I don't use Klarna or Afterpay as a credit service. The only credit card that I have is American Express, and then I pay the whole amount at the end of the month. So if I'm buying something on American Express, I mainly do it for the points that I get, but I need to have the money because I know that at the end of the month I have to pay the whole thing. So this really makes me think about what are the things that I'm purchasing. Are these really essentials? Do I have the play money to actually buy it? I'm not going to, go on credit to buy stuff that are not really necessary. Another thing that I used to do is buy just in case pieces, especially when it comes to, occasion dresses, but even in things like kitchen utensils, cooking ware, you always buy, well, not you, but I used to always buy things that I'm like, this is just a good one to have just in case I decide to bake a cake one day. And then in 10 years, I've never baked a cake. Those purchases are just a no-go for me. Like if I actually have the event to go to, then I'll, first, of course, I'll look at my existing wardrobe if I have something to wear. If I don't, then I'll buy something specific for that I can also wear for other occasions. But when it comes to cooking, for example, if I'm actually cooking something that I need a special utensil for, whatever, then I'll go ahead and buy it, and not just in case I one day will need it. And the fifth thing is buying backup purchases, especially for makeup. I used to do this all the time, go to Sephora, buy like 10 different lipsticks because, just Again, it's a little bit just in case as well, you know, or I need a backup. Like I always needed the backup of blushes or lipsticks, or whereas a lipstick goes for with me for like months. Like a foundation goes, my foundations go like 6 months. Like I don't wear makeup all the time, so my makeup really lasts a long time, so I don't really need backups like that. So also with skincare, this can creep in, you know. At some point I had like 10 different day creams, and I'm like, why? So this is also something that I don't do anymore. The only items that I buy backups for is like household items, so like cleaning stuff for the house, dish soap, things like that, because I know that I'm not going really to experiment with other brands or whatever. So I know that I always need dish soap, right? So I rather buy this in bulk because it's more convenient. Sometimes it's also cheaper. This is where it makes sense. But when it comes to cosmetics, makeup, skincare and stuff, I love to experiment with new brands, so there's really no point to buy the same thing over and over again when it comes to makeup and cosmetics. All right, this is a good one. I earn more so I can spend more. This is like lifestyle inflation, and I have to admit this is the one that I struggle with the most, because of course throughout the years I earn more, so I'm like, oh, I can spend a little bit more. So but when I look back, I'm like, where did my money go? And when I, you know, do my budgeting and stuff, I look at, you know, how much has been spent on a coffee here and there, a croissant, you know, lunch here, a dinner there, and I'm like, why? You know, I don't even remember these moments. It's really so meaningless, and I'm like, does this really bring me joy? So instead, what I do now is whenever I get like a salary increase or some extra money here and there, you know, from YouTube and stuff, I just put it towards my savings. So my play money remains the same, but I know that I'm saving more for something bigger, you know, something more meaningful, like going on a vacation or buying a, you know, handbag, something that I've been wanting for a long time. This brings me way more joy at the end of the day. Buying something because it's sustainably made is another bad shopping habit. Because something is sustainable doesn't give you like a go or like a green light to buy it. Even sustainable brands, you know, the real ones that are truly about that life, they tell you, you know, just buy the stuff that you actually need. Some of them even advertise to not shop at all, buy products that go with you for your whole lifetime, things like that. So of course, if you have to buy something, it's better to buy it from a sustainable brand, but not because it's sustainable, you should buy 10 of the same thing, you know? So it's really about balance. Buying something because it's a trend is another no-go. I used to do this, especially because doing YouTube videos, I used to think, you know, this maxi skirt, for example, right now is like super popular, super trendy. And then I try it out and then I don't like it, and then it sits in my closet. So it's also, again, that FOMO effect, because you see everybody else doing it, your friends maybe, you know, doing it, and then you're like, maybe I should buy something like that as well. And then if it's not agreeing with your style or with your lifestyle, it ends up sitting in your closet, and again, it's such a waste. Ever since I embraced like the minimalist fashion aesthetic, this has freed me from, you know, chasing the trends, because I am true to what I love. I know what I love, and then if it's something a little bit trendy that might fit into this aesthetic that I like, maybe I will try it, but I don't feel like obliged or like, you know, to the pressure to try new things all the freaking time. Buying because you want to be polite. This is something that one of those that I'm still struggling with, because I love to be a polite person. I love to, you know, for people to think that I'm nice, and I'm still working on this bit for, you know, to leave in the past what people might think of me. You know I am a good person, so I don't have to put too much pressure on myself. Not everyone is going to like me. So I used to have like, you know, feel this pressure whenever I go in a mall or something, that people show you stuff that I'm like, okay, this person really put a lot of effort into showing me the stuff, explaining about the brand or whatever. So, you know, I have to buy from her just to be polite. And this is like so stupid. Like, it's their job to, you know, give you the information and everything. If you don't really like the item, you don't have to buy it because they helped you in a good way. It's their duty or their job to like give you good service. And if you actually like the product, you're going to use it, then it's fine to buy it. But if not, doesn't agree with your style or with what you need, it's okay. You know, we're going to be, we don't have to be friends with everybody. So I have to keep telling myself this all the time. Like, especially when you go to luxury stores, if it's a good one, at least you get very good treatment, you get the champagne, you know, they explain the whole brand heritage and everything. And I'm like, I can't, I've spent, you know, an hour in this store, you know, they have helped me in an incredible way. I can't leave empty-handed, but that's really, it's their job. So there are no hard feelings there if you leave empty-handed, if it didn't work out for you, let's put it that way. Alright, you guys, that's it for this video, and the whole purpose of this is to decrease excessive shopping, right? We all need to be a little bit more conscious about our shopping habits, and at the end of the day, it will free your mind, it will leave you with more money in your pocket to do stuff that actually matters, that will actually bring you joy. That's the whole point of it all. So I really hope that this brought you some value, maybe some pointers here and there, things that will remind you the next time that you go shopping to actually think a little bit deeper on why you're shopping the way you are. And yeah, leave some comments below, tell me what you think, what are other bad shopping habits that maybe I haven't mentioned. I love to hear your feedback in the comments. And if you're not subscribed yet, please don't forget to do so. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!